Hi everyone, we are Team Emerald and we are here to present EcoBank, a financial product that can address the many challenges of our century in a sustainable way. EcoBank is an ecosystem for customers, banks, and green companies that aim at increasing value and benefits for all parties involved and decreasing their impact on the environment. But how does it work? First, the customer agrees to round up his credit card expenditure to the nearest dollar or a suitable preset amount. Second, the financial institution, here the banks offering credit cards, will put this overpayment into their private equity green fund and infuse capital in qualified high-performing environmental, social, and governance companies that we will call here the green partners. They are fostering sustainability, have an environmental mandate, while working toward achieving one or more of the UN Sustainable Development Goals. The banks have thus an active say in these companies through their share in private equity fund. For example, let's say you buy grocery for $59.63. The bank will round it up to $60 and put 37 cents in their green private equity investment. The customer, by participating, will gain access to preferential mortgage rates and various discounts from the green partners companies. This will in turn stimulate their development by achieving preferential loan rates and marketing traction, and at the same time encourage local communities and the whole economy. As for the value proposition of our financial product, for the customer, in addition to receive benefits from doing business with the green partners and gaining access to preferential mortgage rates, the accumulation of their rounding up money directly contributes to sustainable development through the investment of their bank in green partners. It is a conscious choice that could even replace donations. These investments are segmented under different risk umbrellas, appealing to customers based on their risk-return preference. Banks are thus intermediaries who can promote in parallel their own financial products and increase the quality of their green private equity funds through this system. For green partners, this solution offers an increased likelihood to receive necessary debt from the banks at lower interest rates and new loyal customers, therefore increasing the probability of success of their sustainable endeavors through this partnership. This will ultimately increase their stock value, benefiting the banks and also the customers, and the banks will expand their partnership, their network, gain more benefits for the customer and the green partners. You get the idea. So with this unique EcoBank system, each customer can choose their preset amount or rounding up options, allowing banks to acquire clients through direct contacts, add-on app in their online suite, marketing and promotion with the help of their partners, and tailor this unique system according to their very own needs, desires, and financial abilities. Now, let's see how this can become a business model.
A successful business model always starts with an effective value proposition. A proposed business model creates value for several stakeholders, starting with our customers. Our targeted customers are Canadian credit card holders. According to Bank of Canada, there are 74 million credit cards in circulation in Canada. The average Canadian has 2 credit cards. We are particularly interested in millennials, young professionals who have disposable income for investment. They are probably either interested in buying their first home and eventually will be shopping for mortgages, or simply taking initiative to invest while being socially and environmental conscious. With non-cash payment on the rise, this will create an opportunity for our business model to sustain and to grow. We are approaching our client through an app that is integrated with financial institutions, online advertising, word of mouth, and promotion with our partners. We intend to maintain a relationship through banking advisors who have the direct communication channel with our customers. Speaking of our partners, we will be working closely with Canadian financial institutions. We will start with Canada Trust and Royal Bank of Canada, then slowly approach other banks. We coordinate with the banks to collect investment funds from clients through a routing system. They will then be using such funds to provide capital to invest in our green partners, which are startups, big and small business, who have green and sustainable projects. Our revenue stream is based on interest investment minus customer benefit. And we also have a very basic cost structure for the application development and the operating expenses for management, starting with 1 to 2 full-time employees. This solution creates a circular economy through a virtuous loop between bank, customers, and green partners, which work together directly contribute to the sustainable development and scalability of this financial solution. The key point here is how the green partners will be chosen. Our suggested selection criteria are the following. They are startup and small, big companies. The client decision for risk aversion can be based upon the size of the business. They are local company, for now they are Canadian. The business model have potential impact on the environment, communities, or they are inclined to social and ethical solutions through their business, partnership, and actions. And they have tangible and transparent way to measure the sustainability impact and use global reporting initiative. They are actively addressing the UN Sustainable Development Goal. After all, there's no competition when it comes to sustainable development. Everybody works for the same environment. They are only leaders and laggards. With this solution, we strongly believe that banks can contribute to a better world and that it should be their place to be a leader in sustainable financial solutions.
Now we are going to talk about the market analysis. To start, the first point is the ESG industry structure. In the current investment scenario in Canada, there are pension funds, investment funds, and equity markets. These investments and funds support ESG companies, but none of them focus on them as a priority or even link small and individual investors to this type of companies. Also, none of them support investments based on the consumer habits and profile. Neither support eco practices. The proposition of our product is to enhance green companies in developed capabilities and generate awareness and participation of the end user. That means innovate in this market.
Further to the market analysis, we use Porter's 5 forces model to evaluate the external forces. Although there are other forms of investment funds in the market, the combination of education, focus, and sustainability differentiate us from the rest. Therefore, the threat of competition in the industry will be medium. Our model is very dependent on our partnerships with banks and partner companies to succeed. Thus, the bargaining powers of suppliers is also very high. The product is a relatively new concept, therefore, the rivalry is expected to be negligent in the market in the beginning. There are a lot of options in the market for consumers to invest, and we are asking for consumers to change their behavior in terms of investment. And thus, the bargaining power of suppliers is also high. The threat of substitute is small because such a product in the market does not exist. We will now discuss the level of consumer awareness for the need of such products. As a background for the market, some interest data shows us the potential of the product. Out of 1,000 respondents surveyed in the US, 48% of consumers do not have a corporate social responsibility plan, while 30% see it as a competitive advantage for a business. 67% of the respondents consider sustainability before making any purchase, and almost 47% are willing to pay more for a sustainable product. Based on this data, we segmented our target market to men and women of 25 to 40 years age as the most suitable to invest in local companies. This means roughly a potential client base of 5 million people in Canada. Now we will discuss the conditions that will help the idea succeed. The first is ease of use. The product will be in the form of an add-on into the banking app, which will allow the users to give their preference of investment amount. It could be a percentage of the purchase, could be rounded up to the nearest number, or a fixed amount per purchase. The current scenario of the global markets. With the global markets down and all other funds performing extremely poorly, the ESG funds have shown a tremendous growth. We feel the banks will now be relatively open to trying out new financial products to boost investments. There's a lot of innovation in sustainable practices being done by a lot of new startups and companies that need traction to scale their business at this opportune moment. Our product will help them achieve this. In terms of increased awareness, there is a growing need among the people to monitor their carbon footprint on the environment, and they need more opportunities to switch to sustainable businesses for their everyday needs. This product will aid and enable such endeavors.
The next step, once the market analysis is done, is estimate our return on investment. Some assumptions are made here. Consider an initial customer base of 1.5 million people out of 5 million potential customers. We assume the average investment amount per month of each customer of 50 Canadian dollars, and the average benefits in the mortgage rate discounts to be around 0.05% per year. That means in 25 years, 500,000 average balance. When we include the financial benefits that derive from partner companies on the purchase, the total return on investment for these companies is estimated in 10 to 26% of ROI. Also, the banks will get incremental cash flow from the customers to these models that will be invested in the partner companies and generate interest. They will also be able to get more clients for their debit instruments, resulting in expect ROI of 15 to 30%. Now that we have talked about ROI with you, we can show you our implementation plan. The product implementation strategy is based in two main pillars. The first one, a partnership with local companies and banks, and the second one, a phased rollout approach to create proof of concept for the product before it goes national. The idea is in the 12 first months, create governance that will sustain the program during the whole time that is going to be in front of us. And then after 1 year, launch the product in Ontario and Quebec. Afterwards that, the other regions of the country will be attended by the implementation as the program scales in and scales out, and finally establishing with 24 months from the beginning of the implementation, in which we expect to be covering the entire Canada.
We should be aware of the factors that can be potential threats to the business model. We have identified some, and then we would also be mentioning about the strategies to mitigate these risks. The chief risk is that investing in these companies certified as sustainable is risky because of the riskier cash flow of these companies. The bank takes this extra risk upon itself. ESG investments are risky to manage, and their performance may be related to such external factors as the price of oil. Another risk is that there are no standard parameters by which ESG companies are scored. There are various organizations which score companies based on different criteria which are complex. These companies may follow methodologies which may be contradicting in nature. Another risk is that there may be unwillingness on the part of customers to participate in the program, since they may not see any tangible benefits because of these investments. Since the concept of ESG investing is new, they may not expect substantial benefits because of these investments. We have also identified some of the measures that we think would mitigate these risks. To mitigate the risk of managing riskier investments, the bank should hire experts who have experience in investing in green companies who are familiar with these risks. These could be individuals who have worked in a private equity fund focused on ESG investments. They can be freelance consultants in the beginning, and as the fund reaches a minimum size, the bank can hire permanent employees. To choose which companies to invest in, the bank should conduct its own due diligence apart from referring to the data provided by organizations such as SASB, GRI, and TCFD. We also suggest building a marketing campaign which educates customers about benefits of ESG initiatives, which will obviously generate an interest. We also advise the bank to advertise the performance of the investments regularly. So, what are the key takeaways? There is an imminent call to action in response to climate change to find viable, sustainable, and innovative business solutions for the challenges of tomorrow. Finance must be a part of the solution. This is where EcoBank comes in. The business model directs public money towards companies which actively participate in UN's Sustainable Development Goals. The credit and debit card customers get compensated through preferential mortgage rates, discount with ESG companies, and a small percentage of interest on the amount invested. The investments are managed by professionals who have experience working for ESG focused private equity funds. The financial institutions have an active stake in managing and growing the ESG companies. We believe that this model has value add for everybody, namely the banks, its customers, and the environmentally responsible companies who are ultimately responsible for creating a sustainable future. Thank you.